What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're all doing well today. Today I'm going to be doing my top pocket knives of the week. Going to go over what I carried this week, talk a little bit about them, what I enjoy about them, and anything that might have changed since the last time I did an update on them. One that hadn't been in the pocket for a little while, and I thought it'd be fun to break out for my Carta Monday. And when I say it hasn't been in the pocket in a little while, I kind of forgot how much I actually like this one, and that is going to be the old Kaiser Sheepdog. This one is the Blade HQ exclusive in 10V that I did do a stone wash on the blade. So it did kind of look like that, like matted out. And then as you can see in the lines here, more so here than you can on the flat part of the blade. The stonewash just gives it a little bit of a roughed up look, and I really like the way that came out. And then I did a little bit of a forced patina on the micarta, and I also did a stonewash here on the pocket clip. And I really think that just really makes it look worn, gives it a really cool look. I did add a little bit of a sharpening tool down here just to get it out from the edge, because after I stonewashed it, I had to sharpen it. And 10V is definitely one tough steel. It took a lot of time and patience, meaning I had to take my time to put that edge back on there. And I think it came out pretty good. It performs really well, so I'm happy with it. It's just, for me, and it does everything that I need. I would even say, let me see, I have some paper from when I was cutting stuff out here, testing edges earlier. Yeah, so pretty good. I mean, I don't I don't know that it's the best edge ever, but it certainly does a great job. So really like the ergos on this one. It's a great carry size, meaning it doesn't take up a ton of space in the pocket. And then for larger hands like myself, ergonomically, because I have that choke up position now. Well, I had it before, but it's got even more space now with that little bit of choil cut out. This is a great knife for EDC cutting, draw cuts, push cuts. I don't really cut any straps or ropes or anything. I don't think I've ever used this to pull cut towards me, but it's comfortable just grabbing it like that, like going down in here. If you had to pull, I'm not quite sure, because usually if you're trying to get underneath a rope or a strap or something, you don't have much space unless it's like tying down like cylinder shaped items. But this is a great knife, probably still one of my favorite Kaisers. Really enjoy that one a lot. And that was my micarta Monday carry. On Tuesday, I went for a titanium Tuesday carry, and I carried the Zon. I know you guys have seen this a lot in my top pocket knives of the week videos and shorts, things like that on Instagram. But this was a Grail, and I just really do love this knife. It's just such a great size, has such wonderful ergonomics, awesome hollow grind, great edge from the factory. This thing is just such a great cutter, and I think it's a very attractive looking design. I like all of the little touches here for the grip with the cross cuts. I love the access to the lock bar. It is nice when you have big hands, large thumbs, to be able to get into that lock bar easily. This RGT pocket clip is pretty nice. Again, my only complaint is just that it's not sitting flush. But of course, when you go to open it, it's sitting flush. So I don't know. Haven't messed with it anymore. And then I did pick up the lanyard, barrel, and bead set from Chris Reeve Knives. And I've debated going back and forth, getting rid of it. I think it might look better without it, but I don't want it to jingle. I already have the RGT clip on there that kind of jingles. That annoys me a little bit. But just such a great knife. I mean, I like the Sabenza, I like the Nkosi. The Umanzan is definitely my favorite of all the knives that I've had from Chris Reeve. But that was my Tuesday carry, and since I've had it on the channel a lot, I'm not going to keep going on and on about it. Definitely worth picking one up if you are in the market for them. Again, like I always say, just sign up for your notifications and pay attention when those emails come in, because if you react to them, you should be able to get them. And then with a little bit of a price hike, I've noticed it slowed down a little bit, and I've noticed that they don't last as long on the secondhand market. So it is what it is, I guess. On Wednesday, I went with the Warncliffe Wednesday theme, and I carried the Devo Stout. I know this is a modified Warncliffe, and this entire knife is modified. JD, who goes by JDizzle on Instagram, got these fitted onto the knife for me, and then I took all the titanium hardware and anodized that myself, and the backspacer and pocket clip. So I really like the way that the blues accent the blue in the nebula. Really think that came out nicely, and I think the backspacer and pocket clip complement each other very nicely. This is a really comfortable knife. It's not at all like a super attractive knife to me. I don't think it's particularly ugly in any way, shape, or form, but it just, when I look at something like the Umanzan versus this, I just don't think that this is like a jaw-dropping design. Now, when it comes to functionality, this thing works really nice. Really good landing spot for the thumb. Even when you're not using the thumb, it's very comfortable because it's so neutral in hand, so it works really well. So I actually do find that I enjoy handling this knife a lot, even though I don't find it to be the most attractive knife in my collection. So I think this is really, you have to love the way that the modified Wharncliffe hawkbill shape looks, and then be okay with the fact that it has a more neutral handle. There's not as much going on with this, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get the fat carbon and do some anodizing to kind of dress it up myself. But like I said, functionally and how it is built, this thing is phenomenal. QSP did a fantastic job, and I've handled so many QSP designer knives that are just done really, really well. They have really impressed me. I think they're at that best tech level quality when you talk about what you're getting from them as a manufacturer. And I believe because they make budget knives that are made so well and so affordable, people kind of maybe turn their nose up a little bit about them with their premium builds. But let me tell you, the knife is built fantastic, and functionally it's awesome. Even if it's not my favorite looking in my collection, I think it's still a great knife. For Thanksgiving on Thursday, I went with a thumb stud Thursday carry, and that is going to be my recently acquired Demco AD20S. I have installed the rocket glides in this one here. And then I did do the faded ano on here, which is a little greasy because my hands are sweaty. Let me clean that off a little bit for you so you can get a good look at that ano, because I think it came out really nice, and I'm very happy with it. So it has that bronze to purple, and then it has that dark purple blurple color, and then it gets really light on the tip. It looks much better in person, but I love that fade job on it. I think it just looks really good. This one being so much larger than the 20.5s, I have found that for me, with the larger hands, I really do enjoy this a lot. This is definitely one that I recommend if you like the 20.5, but it is as small as you want to go for a knife. This one here could be for you if you wanted one that was a little bit bigger, because the 20S is like shaman thick and really comfortable in hand. It has nice grooves and contours so that it fits really nicely in hand, and then really well laid out to move around. That doesn't mean I don't like my 20.5s. I really do, and I think that they're more practical for EDC, especially when you're in the warmer months or you're carrying a lighter EDC. Those work really well, but that's not to say that these are not good. I really do enjoy these a lot. I can't wait to continue to modify it. I have definitely got plans for that one, even though it looks really good with the G10 and that pocket clip. And the multi-row bearings from Rocket Glide seem to be doing really well. It feels very smooth and has such great sounds already. Oops. Totally whiffed. I caught like the tip of the pocket clip. But that was what was in the pocket on Thursday. Working from home Friday. Just a really light carry today. I literally had just my Ace Beam flashlight with my pen in the pocket, and then I had my Nimble X. I did pick this up from JD on a trade for a Benza, plus a couple other little things from him coming my way. And I'm really enjoying this, especially after tuning the detent. The detent was a little light before, and now it is right in that sweet spot. It is just shy of what I would say you find on the Stout now, but really made this snappy. And there's so many ways to deploy this knife. It's kind of ridiculous how many ways you have to deploy it. Now, the one thing I'll say is with larger hands, it is a little awkward, and I just put lotion on my hands before this video because of the fact that they're drying out this time of year, winter months. They were getting really, really ashy, and I was like, I probably just need to throw some lotion on there and take care of my hands. But as you can see, I do have a little bit of a hard time with the front flipper a little bit, and that's because the larger jimping is a little bit harder to grip. It's a little more slick, and the lotion, of course, made that much, much worse. The only thing I will say on here, I can't quite place it. I'm not sure where it's coming from. But every once in a while, I get like a rattle, and it could just be the pocket clip and how it's hitting the frag, maybe. I'm not quite sure. But this is a great knife, very well made. It's a nice size. It's like around that sheepdog size. So really close to the sheepdog size. You got a little bit more blade length and a little bit more handle length as well. And you got very similar cutting edges here. You got a little bit more on the Nimble X. So I really do like this. Is a great size, nice flat grind, pretty good geometry too. It is thin behind the edge. It's not the thinnest knife behind the edge, but it's still pretty decently thin. So they did a really good job with the grind. And again, I believe QSP is the manufacturer for Nimble as well. I know that there are some rumors, or somebody was saying that they're going to be trying to work with Bestech a little bit, but man, QSP did a pretty good job. D10 was a little light, but that's really about it. And I love this reverse tux. This was going to be the only one that I would go after. I love that one in the black wash. Stay tuned for long-term updates on that one, how the M390 performs and things of that nature. But that's what was in the pockets this week. I'd love to hear what you've been carrying. I love reading the comments and seeing what you guys are into and are carrying and what you're looking forward to. So please leave those comments down below. I really do enjoy the interaction with you all. If you liked the video, do me a favor, consider leaving a like. If you're new to the channel, I'd love to have you subscribe and follow along. Thanks to everyone out there that is already subscribed and follows along on the regular. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.